Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
All right, please note that the language and ideas presented on the show might not be suitable for everyone. If you're under 18, make sure your mom isn't around. If you're over 80, why is your mom around?
You're listening to Cyrus Says.
All right, so let's meet one of India's hottest comedians. But since that person is not here, we'll meet a guy called Utsav Chakraborty. A great talent, a rising power, a person whose father told me to say all this and more, and I will. Utsav Chakraborty.
Why follow your auntie's advice when you can follow Cyrus Says on Facebook and Twitter to stay updated about the latest shows?
All right, let's talk about phone etiquette for a second here on Cyrus Says. Another thing that's just bewildering for me is that people in a public place suddenly get a phone call and stop where they are and perform. Why? They suddenly just stop and you're supposed to move around them. So the other day I hit a guy by mistake because he was at the entrance of a club and I couldn't get through because he suddenly got a phone call. It went like this. Ankita, what's it? What's it? What's it? Can't hear you. What's it? He said that for about 15 minutes. I couldn't get in, so I pushed with my shoulder and barged in. And he got upset and wanted to pick a fight with me. The guy just stood there with his phone. So please, if you have a phone, put your phone away. This is not a performance. Go to the site and talk normally like anybody in the rest of the world will do. Except, of course, Bangladesh and certain parts of Southeast Asia. Till then, it's Cyrus Says.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Every once in a while, there's a breath of fresh air. There's a bit of oxygen in the comedy world. There's someone beautiful. But I don't know when that moment's going to come, Utsav, honestly. Between you and me, I just haven't met that person yet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm told that you are the fresh of breath air, which is the opposite of breath of fresh air.
Oh,
and let me quickly talk about who you are. Please interrupt me because I keep talking otherwise.
Sure.
Utsav Chakraborty is your full name, also known as UC, part of a college.
Sure.
You were born in Varanasi, mistake number 1.
Yep.
Terrible tragedy. Why did that happen?
Oh, okay. My parents grew up in UP and Bihar.
We don't want to use the word knocked up, but somehow the other... You went from UP to Bihar, so you went one shade lower.
So they grew up there.
Stereotypes are concerned,
Yeah, but they moved to Bombay when they were...
No, they moved to New Bombay. You're not a Bombay. You're a Navi Mumbaikar.
Okay, just because I breathe nice air...
Listen, there's a caste system in this country. It's not my fault. I didn't invent it. I'm against it. I can't help it if I was born in Malba Hill. Please understand. It's painful. Navi Mumbai. So you went from Bihar, UP to Bihar, Bihar to Navi Mumbai. It's all going the right track for me.
Yep, pretty much.
And you did a mass media. Okay, let's get to that later. Let's talk about the early days. It's fascinating. You're a stand-up comic.
Yep.
You're here. You're a very urban phenomenon. You're doing really well for yourself, but you were born in Varanasi. Not perhaps the cradle of stand-up comedians in India. Well,
I was there for literally one month. Okay.
Do you remember it? How old were you? 2?
I do. I remember the smell of cow dung, mostly.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's pretty much...
We have it here in Mumbai also, so let's not say it's exclusive.
But they have it on the walls there.
So what's your take of UP politics at the moment? I mean,
I've not been there since I was born.
You don't have to be there, brother. You just live in this country and you follow it. But since you were a regionalist of sorts, I'm just asking you, with this SP imploding a bit like the Tata and Sons issue happening here in Bombay, what's your take?
See, their logo is a cycle. And I think, after a point, I'm thinking of an analogy which
so you'll come back with it
later. You keep pedaling, and once you keep pedaling,
there's a lot of meaning there alone. They've been pedaling a long time. So just quickly, I won't waste time on that, but quickly, do you think Mayawati will reap the dividends of all this?
Oh, absolutely.
And
many more statues to come.
It's the BSP that'll come back.
Pretty much. I think. So elephants usually can destroy
the SP party will become a statue.
Yes, pretty much. Yeah.
At the end of it all right, not interested in politics, doesn't know anything about UP, doesn't care about BSP or SP or EP. All right, let's move back now to your early life, which was where? Bihar?
No, New Bombay.
So what age were you when you came to New Mumbai?
I was in Bombay till I was 4. I'm
confused. The book on you says you were born in Varanasi, brought up in...
but born just
fleeting moment in Varanasi. The train stopped, you got off and you missed the train. That's basically what happened.
Yeah.
And you got on the next train, thank God, and you reached Mumbai.
Yeah.
Okay, so you basically were schooled here?
Yeah, in New Bombay.
No.
St. Mary's Multipurpose High School.
Giving you a complex. I'm ashamed to say. Please be proud of yourself. Don't worry. You don't want to know where I was schooled. Terrible school. All right. So Navi Mumbai was where you. Give us a bit about your background. What did mom and dad do? Where are you from?
Dad's in government, customs, excise, something.
My God, you must have a lot of money.
No, not really.
That's a hugely profitable
He's not corrupt. I would be in the US by now.
What's wrong with him?
He's
a customs officer and he's made no money on the side?
Yeah.
What the hell went wrong?
I told him
Is he the comedian in the family?
I think
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. You better change your profession. This is not fair. So tell us about your growing up, your early years. It's all about you now. I want to know. I want to explore you in a sexual way.
So
I want to put my fingers through your hair and caress your cheeks. I want to know more about you. I want you to sit on my lap and bounce up and down and tell me things about you as a child. Because the interesting thing for comedians especially is how they decide to become comedians. Some have a sad story like mine. They couldn't get another job. But some of them actually were funny growing up. So what is your experience?
I don't know. I don't think I had that like ability like up top. I used to be a class clown. Not really a class clown, more like a class gunda who doesn't fight. Like it's pretty much like if I named someone, they would stay that name for a longer time. So
you would give nicknames to people.
Yeah, and that would stay forever. Like that wouldn't go.
Could you give us a few examples? And
there was 2 rupees. Okay, for a guy who showed his.
Showed his penis.
Yes, for 2 rupees.
What is the school again?
St. Mary's Multipurpose High School.
St. Mary's Multipurpose.
And multipurpose
is very clear. Yeah.
It means that it also doubled up as a marriage hall later on.
Why not?
Yeah.
And rightly so. Since people are flashing their penises. What standard was this?
Yeah, this was 8th standard. Yeah.
8th standard?
Yeah.
I would be a little worried.
And the same guy.
2nd standard, I understand. You see mine, I see yours. But 8th standard?
Oh, I think it was a communally charged incident where they were like...
Communally charged?
They were like, oh, yeah.
Oh, please go on.
It's
we need the numbers. Go on. It may be the last episode.
It's a different looking penis. It's
oh, God, you bastard. Let me tell you, Parsis also cut. All right, let me be open about
this. There are 2 Jewish guys in school.
Parsis, Muslims. There are lots of us, okay? Do you want to see mine?
Sure.
Oh, Jesus, again?
What? Okay.
All right, I was a senior. So, very interesting life. So, you call him 2 rupees. What's the analogy there? Like 2 paisa.
So, apparently, he agreed to show for $100.
Oh, he's a Randy, what we call it. Randy, all right.
Yeah.
So, we know where he was going. What is the kid's real name?
I can't tell.
You can't remember?
He's a legit criminal now.
He is?
Yeah.
Is he a chota or a bada type? Or?
Chota bada. Yeah,
one of those.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But
he got caught for some like bank fraud or something in
Why
Chennai.
am I not surprised that a boy in the 8th standard who flashes his penis for $2 would land up doing something strange with his life?
I think we made a super villain. Like sort of...
Was it a Navi Mumbai price? 2 rupees there, 5 rupees South Mumbai? I don't know.
I think he agreed to $100 and then he was like, where's my $100?
You brought him down from 100 to 2?
I didn't
and
do that.
And you're wasting your time with comedy?
What?
You're a marketing genius. What the hell are you doing? Get off that comic list and go into corporation. Or corporate India, rather. So, no names, is it?
Nope.
one more nickname before we take it forward.
Okay. One more.
I think it was all-boys school.
Oh, no. It was girls.
So, we're showing his penis to girls as well?
No. But the girls ended up seeing it. Because they had this one row of boys, one row of girls.
Was it like a museum? The guy had to stand around from 9 to 5?
He was sitting on the second bench. Okay. He was in the first row next to the window. There was a girls' row right next to it. And
How
there was
big was his penis?
It was pink.
My God, you've not recovered.
Nope.
Look at you. You're
It
smiling.
was like looking at a cyclops. It's pretty much like...
He had 3 eyes on his penis.
Yeah, you pretty much looked at it and you were like, you made eye
Why
contact.
was his penis at the window?
It was next to the window. And the
the
sunlight sort of bounced off.
Oh, okay. So let me understand this. Yeah. He flashed near the window.
Yeah.
Sunlight bounced on it and turned it pink.
So basically, he flashed, and the guy who gave him $100 wasn't expecting that he would flash. So he was genuinely taken aback, and he moved away from taking and blowing his cover pretty much.
Okay, so use the right words here because you're scaring the hell out of people listening. What about the girls?
The girls. So there was a whole row of girls, who sat in the second row, and they made like direct eye contact with it.
Saying?
They screamed, and I was in the next row, so I heard the scream, and I followed the scream right to the penis. Yes, and we made like eye contact for the first time.
The penis in you.
Yeah, and the world sort of slowed down. Okay,
you understood that your life has a limited appeal now.
Pretty much.
But tell me one thing. What subject was it?
What
subject?
I think Marathi.
Damn you guys. We're going to have these guys at our door now. Couldn't you choose English or some same subject like history?
Okay, I was the Marathi topper in my school.
Really?
By the way. Yeah.
Marathi bolta hai?
Mala Marathi 83 padale hote, which is 83.
Wow.
See? Yeah. Which was a lot.
I think that should win us some brownie points with the right-wing parties in case they're listening to this.
I love Marathi poems. Like,
so was the bed taken in Marathi?
Huh?
Was the bed taken in Marathi?
No, I don't think so.
No?
It was very multilingual.
And what do you say for penis in Marathi? I know what you say for in Hindi, but I'm just checking.
You're
the Marathi topper, and you know what penis is. I mean, get out, man. I mean, just go. I mean, that's insulting in so many ways.
Okay. Landia? No.
Landia is North Indian for land. Hey, land, yaar. Brother, you're all over the place with this one. I'm shocked. But what a childhood. Amazing, man. Amazing.
I used to be great at Marathi poems.
Really? Are you going to recite one for us?
Yeah. Swapnat Pali Ranica Bagh. Hati Chapati or Basla Nag, Singh Hote Vyakhyan Det. Like the whole, and Rani Sa Bagh, the great thing about Rani Sa Bagh is that Rani Sa Bagh is an actual zoo in Baikula.
I know.
Like, give it to Marathi imagination to sort of, make it like even in your dreams where you can go anywhere.
Right.
You
and
go
then when
to
you
Baikula.
actually go there, you know that the animals are having a better life than you. It's so hot and terrible. Yeah. But they've revamped it recently and put penguins in 42 degrees. 2 have died already.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to say that in Marathi to me? 2 dead penguins in the tropical India.
Don dustbin melee.
Yes, they do look like that. But that's an educated joke. We don't have that kind of listener. All right, brother, let's move on from St. Mary's Public Works Department. What was it? Multi-purpose hall. Where, as we can see, you grew in spirit and in mind as a young boy. And moving on from the nicknames, you were a bit like the class clown, but a bit of a rowdy. That's what I'm getting from you. Am I right?
Yeah.
So you get into fights and stuff.
No, I would never fight.
Okay, but not actually fight, but you'd provoke people and then have to figure it. Then show your penis as an option.
Yes.
I'm asking. I don't know. My childhood was a little worse, but I just want to know more. So, no idea about humor as a profession, nothing like that?
No, I didn't know that was
What
an
were you?
option.
Marathi, you were good at what else? Were you good at plays and stuff? Theatre, acting, singing?
My school didn't have any of that. My school didn't have...
Multi-purpose means what do they do? Clap?
They didn't have sports. They didn't have... everything... Like for sports...
Except for showing your penis, there was nothing else in the curriculum.
Pretty much nothing.
Man, what a life. Why didn't I go there? People all around, children listening to this, elderly children, are thinking, why didn't we go to St. Mary's, multi-purpose, Thane? No?
School, Vashi.
Vashi, wow. You've really done so much to put it on the map, I must tell you right now. Never forget this story. This story is going to move people wherever you go. Okay, so let's finish with school. You were average student?
Till like 10th standard.
And then go to bad.
I was okay on the okay side.
Don't
and
lie.
11th standard.
Don't create an Amitabh Bachchan story about sleeping on pavements and all. I'll find out.
But I did sleep on pavements. But
that's by choice.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you want to train yourself as a kung fu martial.
Yeah.
Martial, no master.
But I used to bunk school and I used to need sleep so much that I would bunk school.
Would you sleep under the window where the guy flashed?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I think that place was pretty much hallowed and it was marked for later days.
Is it?
Yeah, and I think people pay their obeisance to that place.
Only 10th standard there, or is there 11th and 12th as well?
Oh, there's 11th and 12th as well. So, they started 11th and 12th the year I graduated from 10th standard. And
once you left, they said let's add 2 years to it. The guy's gone.
No. And then I joined because I couldn't get into Xavier's. Yeah.
You tried to get Xavier's my college, but you used to call me.
Yeah.
Which year?
What?
Which year were you first year junior? First junior college would be which year?
Junior college would be 2005.
Okay, so I passed out 12 years before that. I wouldn't be able to help you at all. So I'm glad you never made that phone call. All right.
I missed the cutoff by 3%. And
what are you saying?
And for arts. And I was like, oh, okay, I would get into any other, but apparently you have to plan in advance for colleges, which I did not.
Right.
So I ended up in
make
my
your
own.
mother stand in a line every day in the hot sun from 6 in the morning, or father. Yeah. But normally mother is better because the appeal of the mother struggling and all that, it gets to them.
But they don't care.
They don't care. But if you had to, gamble with your mother. Nobody likes fathers, I'll tell you. Being a father now myself. Nobody cares. And they don't feel bad for man. Nobody ever feels, unless your father looks really ugly.
Oh, yeah.
And traumatized.
Imagine me, but like
a few years younger.
Yeah.
You're all beyond your years. Okay, moving on now. So your college is there. Tell us how you exploded into the comedy scene then.
Okay, so the first time I did comedy was in Cutting Chai, in this college festival in National College, which... This Cutting Chai, fun fact, was started by
improv
Tanmay.
Style, isn't it?
Yeah.
What is Cutting Chai? Do you do an improv?
No. It was the whole festival is called Cutting Chai. It was a mass media festival.
Oh.
It was like Malhar, but small. But yeah. And they I don't know what I did, but.
So what was the thing? What do you have to do?
I just had to do stand up, for 3 minutes, talk
so
about
just
anything.
You, or it's like a competition going on?
It was a competition,
and you're representing
Wilson College. No, Wilson.
When did you go to? You got to tell me this.
What?
You guys go to Wilson.
Okay.
Tell us what's happening, brother. All I know is a penis and the guy in the window and all. You don't told us anything.
Then I got into Wilson. And
so 1 second. So after St. Mary's, you got into Wilson.
Yeah.
Which is in South Mumbai, near the sea. I must tell you.
Yeah.
Well, lovely.
Poor man saviors. Yeah.
No, at one time it was best boxing and best French department in India.
And Sanjay Dutt went there.
Sanjay Dutt went there?
Apparently.
But just to visit, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think he...
I don't think so either. Moving on. So you were Wilsonite by then. And you were taking part in Cutting Chai in National, in this thing.
Yeah.
Juhu, and you took part in a competition.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us.
And
was that guy there, the one who flashed?
No, he wasn't. In my mind, yes.
He's always
with me.
The guiding light.
Yeah.
So tell us, how was that experience? Now, did you know about stand-up?
No, I did. Yeah, I mean, I did like watch stand-up, but I didn't know that was an option. So the moment like this happened, I was like, oh, okay.
In Wilson, had your personality sort of really, blown
Everyone
into
hated me, so it was
That's a wonderful. That's the best way to start.
Yeah,
and were you doing that in Wilson? Were you known as a funny guy, as a one-liner
No, there
guy?
were two other funny guys, and I sort of had.
But
to
they were
compete.
teachers. What about the kids?
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But there was one guy. There was one guy who
What's
would
his
just look at. His name was Arnold, and
Arnold.
Yeah, and he used to be very funny.
Are you mentally well?
Yeah.
Who are these people? So Arnold he was a funny guy.
He was the funnier guy. So I just thought, like he would like pester people for like the whole day. Like he would pretty much. He used to call this one guy Ma because he was a little dark. So he used to call him Kalima. Okay, and he would just sit behind him.
So he was the first
whole
racist
day.
comic you were exposed to.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And
you were the understudy.
Yeah, pretty much. I sat next to him. And,
was he a senior?
No, he was in my class.
So you didn't have to laugh.
Yeah, so I was just there, but the whole day he would just sit behind this guy and go Ma, 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 Ma.
You've been surrounded by some of the greatest students in the history of India.
Yeah,
between the guy who flashed, the guy who challenged him, the women who were left breathless in 4 benches behind.
Oh, the guy who flashed also made into the history books of my mind by drinking Mountain Dew. That wasn't Mountain Dew.
Urine.
Yep, pretty much.
But that's been done before.
Yeah, but like in a bottle, in a Mountain Dew
by
bottle.
choice, or you fooled him?
No, I didn't. I was always the spectator. Like
Okay.
I was never the perpetrator of these.
Fair enough. So you had a hand role, but you don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's get back to Wilson. So you're in Wilson.
Yeah.
You're sort of like the funny guy, but you're studying arts, right?
Mass media.
Mass media, whatever that means.
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, you're going to become a teacher or a squash professional or something.
I think like mass media, we basically just like they just gave us newspapers and we're like, this is the syllabus.
Also, I think they never explain what it means because it's like a huge gamut of things. Mass media, being important, and then you figure it out. And if you don't have influence, you don't get a job.
Like read newspaper, watch television,
and one day you'll be at the press club drunk out of your mind. That's your hope.
that was the hope.
Moving on to nationals, cutting chai. You had not really
done stand-up, but
ever formally?
Never actually.
That's very interesting. So you've never actually put a sketch
even in
together.
like debate club and stuff. I would. So it was one of those.
You went to debate club and you'd walk out.
No, I mean, I would suck at it. So they'd be like.
But you took part in debates.
Yes.
Okay. All right, what a career. And then you go for the cutting chai thing, and now tell us.
Oh, so so the first joke I ever tried was this bit.
First tell us what the audience was like. How many people?
Audience was just children, like my
4-year-olds.
No,
college. But college kids can be very cool.
Yeah, so that's just but they had no idea of stand-up, so everything was working.
Oh, so you're lucky you're the first guy, first place.
Yeah, pretty much. So I went up, and a bunch of like RJs who are more successful than me, like they also went up, and whatever.
Anybody we know?
I think there's an RJ Glenn, you know.
RJ Glenn sounds like a pharmaceutical.
Yeah. But he did seem, very violent.
So no, I just want to know, were you the first guy on?
I think I was the 4th or 5th guy.
So did you get a sense of what they were doing and all, watching them?
Yeah, but I just had a bit on roadies and it was the worst.
And it was 2 minutes. How much were you supposed to?
3 minutes or so. And 1 minute of that was an impression of Saif Ali Khan.
A Sex Life episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
yes,
you got 3 minutes, perform, and that's it. And hopefully they won't get upset.
Yeah.
Okay, so kids are there, they're for you.
Yeah.
And the guys from Wilson are obviously also clapping and knowing that it's their homeboy.
No,
nobody made the trek. It was too far.
I think Wilson was banned that year or something, and I was one of the only like 5 or 6 people who were there.
Because you used the other college name, St. Mary's.
Yeah,
right.
pretty much.
So tell us, sorry, I interrupted. So tell us about the routine.
Oh, the routine was just me saying Saif 15 times. Like, hey guys, I'm Saif.
What about the roadies bit?
Saif. Oh, that comes later. Saif.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you 15 times, but go ahead.
Saif.
I think there are 4 more to go.
And then I just did some roadies bit, which is very shitty in
Please say it, if you can remember. We're not judging. This show, nobody judges. Look, I'm doing the show for God's sake. You can't go lower than that. Off you go.
Okay. So the whole thing, it was bad. It was...
I hope you didn't start by telling the audience this is really shitty.
Oh, no. I mean, I just went, mujhe roadies banna hai. And it was so... Back then, you have to understand the time that...
It's a cult line. No, 50%
like,
of the battle is
roadies
getting...
हूँ, R मैंने rockstar, O मैंने awesome, A मैंने attitude, मैंने कैमरे की तरफ से गुस्से से देखना, D मैंने devil, मैंने जो horny person होता है, I मैंने I proud to be Indian, Sohail Khan की hit picture, E is for extreme, and S is for sex.
And that was the whole joke.
Fantastic.
And I'm like, wow, this is amazing!
It is. I'm sure Glenn sucked after that. I mean, no chance.
Poor guy. But yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Wow, on that happy note and that humble performance of I won, but who cares? We take a break. We come back and talk about your career, a thriving career right now. Can you say it again? R is for?
Roadies. No, wait. What? Respect? No, what? Rockstar.
Go on.
Yes.
R is for?
Rockstar. O is for awesome. A is for attitude.
D is for devil माने जो horny person होता है, and I is for I proud to be Indian, Sohail Khan की hit picture from 2005, and S is for sex.
There's also E. When we come back, we'll find out about E. His name, the one and only.
Yes.
What the hell is it?
I have no idea.
Damn you.
Hi, I'm Ambika.
And I'm Hoshna.
Come journey with us around India as we chat about new and offbeat destinations, from secret islands to village stays, give you travel tips and advice, discuss all the yummy and weird food we've sampled, and induce some serious wanderlust.
So tune in to the Rediscovery Podcast.
New episodes out every Monday on the IVM Podcast app or any other podcasting app you like.
Okay, back here with the one and only Utsav Chakraborty, who spent many years as a struggling comedian in a thing called Cutting Chai, and then broke through with this victorious performance where he did a 2-minute routine on roadies. Yeah. What was the prize?
I got a glass thing that said best stand-up comic.
A glass, like a glass to put water in.
Yeah, no, I mean like more
like a trophy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
I think that it was like a boob. What was it?
It looked like a bad mountain.
Really? What is a bad mountain? Pali Hill? Perhaps?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
A complex mountain. Okay, fair enough. So how did it feel? You won something, you must have felt, this is a great thing.
I broke it the very next day, so I was...
Out of anger?
No, it was out of just clumsiness.
All right, fair enough. So now tell us about your career. So then what happened next? You realized that you're good at this and people clapped and everybody liked you.
No. So then, parallelly, I was also this parody account on Twitter called Satan Bhagat.
Okay.
And I used to make fun of Chetan Bhagat because he had bad English.
Right.
And I'm like, Chi Gawar.
Yeah.
And that was the whole gig. And I would just point out.
But you've read all his books?
Just one of his books.
As we say in Punjabi, all his book. Have you? Which one did you read?
I was supposed to review this book for a magazine I was working in. I was supposed to review 3 Mistakes of My Life.
Yeah.
And in the first page of 3 Mistakes of My Life, they had coffee spelled with 3 E's. So I was like,
but that could be a printing error.
Yeah, but that was after 100,000 something reprints, and this guy had kept that. No one has read that book. None of his proofreaders.
So his is a Hindi-speaking audience, obviously.
Yeah, but
nobody's able to correct the
Hindi mein likhna fir. It was that. It was more or less why don't ruin this?
So you think Chetan Bhagat is highly overrated? Is that what you're saying?
I don't think he's. I mean, I shouldn't be relevant, but I mean, he was very relevant till very recently. I think he's back with some other book, but
they're all about half girlfriend and quarter boyfriend and 2.5 dogs and so
pretty much. Yeah,
he makes into fractions, you get confused.
All Chetan Bhagat books are basically him saying, I've had sex, guys. I had sex in IIT. I had sex in IIM. I had sex during Godra.
But a lot of sex because 300, 400 pages.
Yeah, several. So it's he's trying
but luckily it's fiction, so nobody actually had sex with him.
Pretty much. If he never wrote those books, he would be on the streets and he'd be like, hey guys, I've had sex, guys. I had sex. Sex was had by me. Check out my twins. I have. This is proof of me having sex. I think that's.
And by twins, you mean babies or something else?
I think the other.
Right. I'm not understanding that half girlfriend anyway. What does that mean? Is she a transvestite? I mean, a eunuch? What is a half girlfriend?
I think a half girlfriend.
Top half is girl, bottom half is male.
Fish.
Fish.
Like a mermaid.
Merman. Mermaid's done. You can't repeat all this shit.
True, actually.
Yeah. So your angst against Chetan Bhagat is one of the things that inspires you. Roadies. These are all good points though. This shows you're a quality citizen. Roadies. I mean, what a crappy show that is.
The first season was in English, right?
Well, they started with 70. When I used to work on that damn music channel which never paid you, 70-30 was the call. Speak 7. And I never tell you this, huh?
Wow.
70% English, 30% Hindi.
At what point?
Imagine, no, but how do you do that? How do you go, hello, mera naam hai Cyrus and I'm here. I mean, how do you calculate? How do you fucking do it?
So I think the exact point, I think at the end of every left-wing government, everyone's like, no, Hindi is good. And at the end of every right-wing government, everyone's like, the English was amazing. That was
something.
So that happens. Yeah. And what I really want to know, what was the exact point when MTV went fuck it, we're full Hindi now? At what point we're just bumpkins?
Because there are more people in India, sadly, who relate to roadies than who relate to Select, for example. It's a very sad story. And there are more people who have absolutely no idea. I've done one of these shows when somebody's sick, and I've done a show with a guy. I asked him 20 years from now, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So, pretend you're the roadies guy. So I'm like,
yes, sir.
Why do you want to be a roadie?
मैं बहुत मसल बनाया मैंने और मैंने बहुत सारे फ्रेंडशिप किए हैं लाइफ में और ये देखिए आपने हाथ में धागा बांधा है मैंने सब रिलीजियस थैंक यू
सही बात है. अभी 20 साल आगे क्या करेगा आप?
20 साल आगे सर क्या पता सर, मतलब आप मतलब ऐसे फ्यूचरिस्ट देखेंगे तो अभी 20 साल बाद क्या हो सकता है, मतलब सिनेमा प्रोजेक्ट वो सब.
You're in.
Yes.
You're in. Beautiful answer. Let me tell you the answer I got when I asked this guy, what are you going to do 20 years ahead? He actually thought for a minute and said, sir, 20 saal, I want to be roadies.
Wow.
So that his point was 20 years on, he'll still be a roadies.
Like that, the show will still be on. He's a Carl Sagan of our time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you can actually go home and sleep and think to yourself that you're not the worst creature on earth. There's someone who's sunk so low and has no hope and should just be devoured by cannibals.
Well, how did that word roadies come along? Because roadies doesn't mean...
It's a Mexican MTV, a Mexican show.
Okay.
Similar thing.
Okay.
And the word roadie is there in Western culture.
Yeah, because roadie is someone who picks
Jim Morrison,
up
at least
equipment.
Twice in two songs, I've heard the word roadie.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it's there.
Okay.
But roadies is our North India twist to it. Roadies. They don't say I want to be roadie ever. They always say roadies.
Roadies. Myself roadies.
Yes.
But
I'm glad to meet people who actually understand the pain that roadies has caused. It's like big hemorrhoid on television.
No, I think that was happening like throughout. Like even Cartoon Network slowly went from like completely English to completely... Like they had like 1 3-hour Hindi time slot and everyone was happy. It was like, oh, Tool Tamasha. And then suddenly before you know it, like...
ये है ऑसवर्ल्ड, इसकी वीरी नाम की डॉगी है क्या? ये हॉट डॉग जैसे नहीं दिखती. हेनरी एक परेशान सा पेंगुइन और डेजी का नाम तो डेजी है. मिलिए मेरे दोस्त ऑसवर्ल्ड से टैनी टीवी के दौरान सिर्फ कार्टून नेटवर्क पर.
I'm like, I'm masturbating now. That's not...
Don't stop. Do the whole show.
What? Okay, no.
But it was very painful. You're absolutely right. Bob the Builder, for example, destroyed me completely when he started speaking Hindi.
करके दिखाएंगे.
Exactly.
हाँ भाई हाँ.
And he now sounded...
Like that sounds like
he sounded
Donald
like your
Trump.
cousin in Delhi who calls you up and doesn't want to come home. Yeah, a bit like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about your career. Let's get back on track and then you can give us more impressions.
Yeah. Okay.
You were in the chai cutting thing. You win it. What happens next?
Oh, I wander around.
The Satan Bhagat.
Yeah.
So somebody contacts you. Somebody says, yeah, I like this guy. Good talent.
MTV India.
MTV India, you loser. You're from the same factory. MTV Digital. You're again. You're not South Mumbai. You're Navi Mumbai. Again. Bloody
the Navi Mumbai of MTV.
So what did you do there?
So I sat up and wrote some of the blogs. I wrote for Noise Factory for a bit. There was this magazine.
So you were more like a writer.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was working with this magazine called Just Like That, even in college, which shut down because I was the last editor of the magazine.
Proud of your life.
Yeah. Rohan Joshi, Tanmay used to work for that magazine and they were offered the editor position and they were like, nope, there's no way.
Rohan Joshi and Tanmay of AIB worked under you?
Yeah, no. They worked, like they were my seniors.
But they didn't take the editorial because they realized it's a dying vehicle and they're smart enough.
They were like, okay, who's the intern?
One is a Gujarati, one is a Maharashtrian. They picked up that this is not going anywhere, but the Bengali.
Yep.
The Bengali.
The enterprising lot.
The artist said,
pretty much.
I'll go down with the Titanic. It may be the worst thing ever, but I'm the captain.
But it was such a exercise in narcissism and corruption. Like I would write 5 or 6 articles under my dad's name, mom's name, and get
and get paid.
Yeah. It was
superb. Nice, Proud to be Indian. What is that Sohail Khan film? Proud to be Indian.
I proud to be Indian.
I proud to be Indian. Yeah. They talk about English.
Proud to be Indian. Yeah.
Beyond the intellectual capacity of both of us to understand or explain that. We're moving forward. So then, when does the performer in you come out more?
So then I think right after Cutting Chai, I think 6 or 7 months into the whole thing, Comedy Store opens up its first venue in India, and the owner of Comedy Store, people like a person who has launched
Donald Ward.
Don Ward. Yeah, he has launched like Eddie Izzard and whatever.
Daughter, no? Did you meet her? Very pretty. Sorry,
nice person. Yeah,
your story. Huh?
Yeah. So he's there, and I think with me were like auditioning also for, and I'd never done stand up before that. Like
our good friend Ashish Shakya was also there.
Ashish was there, and
he used to rush off. He used to write with us at that point. He rush off to do gigs, and a lot of gigs.
Ashish, Tanmay, and Anuva Pal were there,
and on a daily basis or like all month long.
Yeah. But this was, so he was there, and I was in the same room.
Who?
Ashish, Tanmay,
and Tanmay,
and
the 4 of you.
And like a bunch of riffraff, like a bunch of people who never did shit again.
Fucking
like
attitude. Rest of riffraff, he says. When there's some good
no, there was a guy who literally went up on stage and just like sprawled, and you could see his butt crack.
That was Kunal Vijayakar, my partner.
Damn it!
And that's his best gag. How dare you? Okay, just because he can't do impressions. He can't do roadies. He can't sit on a bike. He doesn't have a license on top of that. Moving on. So you were there. You were with these legends or sort of in this small world of ours.
I've seen a Kunal Vijayakar footage of Kunal Vijayakar eating somewhere. He has the show, eating food show, right?
Yeah, he used to.
Yeah. So I saw that.
He fought with India's finest comedian Arnab, and it's not on anymore.
Oh, amazing. So that video.
Arnab should be on roadies. He's got the right temperament.
What are you trying to tell me, sir?
The nation wants to drive. The nation needs to drive.
I want to be roadies 20 years later also.
Yeah.
Carry my own musical equipment.
And what about the panel?
Oh yeah.
He'll have to take the panel with him.
Just every...
And he'd blame the loss on Pakistan. Go on, tell us your story.
Have you seen Pakistan roadies? That's some other magic.
Pakistan roadies, 2 die per episode. It's a terrible thing. One is a tragic accident, the other is shot. Okay, for coming last. Now, come on, tell me about you're in the Laughter Factory canvas, whatever it's called, and you're with these guys. They're slightly better known and all that. So
and they get selected, and I go up and I just bomb in front of Don Ward.
Who gets selected? Tanmay...
Ashish and Anuvapal, because they're way better.
Yeah.
And I just sort of sit there,
So it was an audition. What did you do roadies again?
No, I did some comic book stuff which I don't.
You did your impressions of Chota Bheem and they couldn't understand.
No.
Don Ward speaks only French, so he was like, "What the hell?"
So I did something about
who was watching this performance?
Just a bunch of other comics. Yeah.
So then there's all professional jealousy involved. Like I've gone to a Veer Das show and I fell asleep. This happens because you just don't want to encourage the guy. So come on.
He has nice hats. He has
nice abs.
He has nice hats.
Nice hats, yeah, really, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know him that well.
No, okay,
he wore his hat.
I worked for Veer Das for a while.
Okay, we'll get to that. So now tell me what happened at Laughter Canvas.
Wait, Laughter Canvas, So
you bombed in the sense that they didn't clap and you
No,
didn't
they were
get
like, Donald was like, you should try the next time. And I was like, okay, cool, good.
Which is French for fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. You were good, you had, and I'm like, I must be that.
Did you get a hug his daughter at any point?
No.
Okay, so you're not a failed comic, you're an idiot. You let go of a great opportunity. And so you go off, were you shattered?
I was sad, but I also realized I had no practice. The only time I'd done it was in cutting chai, so I was like, okay, this is fate, I guess.
Did they try to help you, Shakya and Anuvapal and Tanmay? Did they try to help you and talk to you? No.
No, they were. I knew them as friends, so they were like.
But nobody came and said, "Hey, bro, don't worry, we'll work this out." And all.
But I don't think they realized that even they were selected, because they were just taken in a corner and they were like, you get to open.
They're forced to make love to each other to prove their desire to be a comedian.
Yeah. So
you leave dejected slightly, but not dismayed, because you still don't know whether this is your career. Then how do you get into it again?
So then I started doing open mics for Culture Shock and a bunch of others in Bandra, and
you make a reputation for yourself slowly.
Yeah, and I won a bunch of open mics.
And every time you get a glass?
No.
Sometimes a full glass.
Bronze thingies. Yeah.
Penis?
No.
What is a bronze thingy?
A structure of
a phallic thing, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it was like a sun, like a small twig holding a sun. But
a twig holding a sun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah, let's not even investigate this issue. You've got all these prizes at home.
That's my religious belief.
I think they should be your stand-up. Just show your prizes and bring your friend from St. Mary's the first year. St. Mary's, Queen Mary's.
I think he's a legit gangster now.
I think he'll be the funniest guy in India, legit or not.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
So when do you get back on stage, or the professional stage, beyond the open mics?
Oh, okay. And so this is when I won another open mic in 2012. Weird Ass Foster Lol something.
Right. So Veer Das started doing these nights at Blue Frog, which is now extinct.
Yeah,
and let me tell you, there was no such thing as a blue frog. I've studied. I am a big biologist.
All frogs are mostly green.
They're mostly green. In certain light, you can go bluish, but it's not blue.
Yeah. Some yellow frogs are there, but they're very
they paid for this misnomer.
Yeah.
They paid for this misnomer. It's like talking about the mastodon, which doesn't exist.
Yeah.
The master something else does.
Yeah.
And so you're now doing this show. Do they pay you for this?
No. So this was an open mic. So you won that, and if you won
it was the open mic.
Yeah, and you win it, and you get an internship at Weird Ass.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay, because a lot of comics seem to have won that and moved up from there. Or got sort of mileage immediately.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I didn't. Anyway,
so what is an internship? You get to try his hats.
And you work with Weird Ass, you write jokes and whatever for 2 months, and then you get.
They pay you money?
In theory. Yeah.
Okay.
So that used to happen, and I got to perform all over the country, with the sketches and stuff they would do on stage, and so it was nice while it lasted, and then I got a job at a startup which paid me a lot more. So I was like, bye comedy! And so it was...
you suddenly woke up. Yeah. I think that's your true love. What is this startup?
There was a startup, beverage startup called Hector Beverages. They made...
you went into beverages?
Yeah.
You're a sick man, even for a Bengali. What the hell are you doing?
Pretty much. I was like, they were like, they had money and they had love and
non-alcoholic beverages, that too.
Oh, yeah. But energy drinks, so quite...
excellent.
Yeah.
So you used this for a little while?
Yeah, so I did this for 3 years. From 2013... No, it's not 3 years. 2 years. 2013 to 15. I lived in Delhi
and no comedy?
I used to do open mics again.
For fun on the weekend.
But I moved to Delhi then, and I was doing the open mic there, so I rose up slightly there, and then I went to
then
Bangalore.
you would explain your joke as well, because now you're doing it in English, and
pretty much.
Go back and translate
Now I have
it.
to do more like Delhi-based stand-up, like how the metro is, the guy in the metro, I was huge crush on him. He keeps like saying things like "Agla station, Saket." I was like, yeah, cool, yeah. So I've never kissed a man, but like that kind of like. So
we got it. You don't have to. You don't explain it to us.
I would make out with the guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, what? Yeah, okay. So
do some more. Come on.
Yeah, what?
Do some more Delhi gags.
Oh, Delhi gags. Oh my God. Okay. Oh yeah. So. Like every time the metro guy would like end up in like Huda city center, he would sort of deflate. Like someone's like sort of like taking the air out of him. It's sort of Huda city center, aakhri stop hai, Huda city center. And you'd think like, why is he so sad? And that's when you realize that's where Gurgaon begins. So it'd be, so it was pretty much.
Why do they do that? It's hilarious actually. They have these very serious announcements and it looks like they're about to die.
Oh
or
my
they're
God.
on the pot and it's the last plop happening. Something
Pretty
strange.
Pretty much.
You've been scarred by all this. The ability to see pain. Roadies is nothing to what you've suffered. You finish with this business of beverage and you come back to Bombay.
Yeah, I come back to Bombay.
And you join...
no, I come back to... I'm still in Bangalore and I joined Huffington Post.
When did you go to Bangalore? Nobody told us.
I was in
The guy's
Bangalore
nuts. I mean, we were in Delhi and now he's like, what the hell are you... Listen, are you on drugs?
I'm...
But you should be. Not beverages, drugs. Start now. All right. So you were in Bangalore?
Yeah, I was in Bangalore after Delhi. And that's when I joined Huffington Post for 3 months.
Wow, that sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds great on the resume if you haven't...
Huffington Post.
Yeah, and if you haven't done like 3 months in there. Like if you do like a year.
What are you writing for Huffington Post?
I was making memes and jokes.
So you were posting for Huffington Post?
Yeah. Pretty much like when Huffington Post was...
And your Delhi metro accent was wasted there.
Yes, definitely.
You just said it to yourself.
Yeah. So and then I developed a Bangalore accent for a while and it was nice and and... bro.
And friendly.
Yeah, it was nice. It was such a nice place. Bangalore is the best place in the world.
Is it?
I think. Not the world, sorry, India. Yeah. And it's pretty much like it's...
And India is the 172nd best place in the world. So
that's true.
By the match, it's a long way off.
It's still there. But like I think like there are moments in like like when it rains in Bangalore, it actually gets cold.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't like rain and then you're back to fuck off. Like it's not... Yeah. You're pretty much when it rains, what it feels like 100 barbers are slowly spraying you with that barber spray they have, like sort of
in slow motion and not hitting your eyes. I have a problem with the way they hit your eyes because Indian barbers are quite callous. I mean, I go to cheap ones, you probably go to fancy one.
I think most
they just go park.
I think there were like at least 19 Bakra episodes in barbershops, right? Like
well, that's only because of we don't want to move. Come on, we were the laziest team ever. We even call the same guy back again into Bakra on him because people are that stupid. All right, moving on from there. You now come back from Bangalore. From Delhi, by the way, you went to Bangalore. From Bangalore, by the way, you came back to... You ignored Navi Mumbai this time. You came back to Bandra proper.
Oh,
the heartland of comedy.
Yeah. So,
and to give us the last step, how did you become...
So I joined AIB.
How do you join AIB? You have to live in Tanmai's building, basically.
Please, I was begged and pleaded and slept outside. And
right.
Yeah, mostly, So, and then they felt bad enough and they were like, please, okay.
Okay, now I'm going to look at the resume for a second. I haven't just seen it up to now. The hubris carried you through several open mic wins. Hubris is arrogance. I'm just correcting you if anybody wants to know. Around this time, you were also getting popular with Chetan Bhagat Pradikant. You mentioned that. And then after this paper boat traditional drinks that you did, your big moment came. You featured on the Better Life Foundation, which is a show with Naveen Richard and Sumuki.
Yeah. Both of them really funny.
Yeah. And Sumuki is from Bangalore.
Yeah, all of them are from Bangalore.
And Naveen is actually from Kerala.
Bangalore. But they're all from sort of Bangalore.
There's a little South Indian stereotype bias from you, but he is from the South. Go on.
So I started, and I also was in this show called Challenge Accepted.
Right.
Which, in Comedy Central.
Oh,
which
Jesus.
Was,
with the taller Cyrus.
Oh, yeah.
Who's never on time. So you were very happy.
Yeah, we both high-fived
because we are mutually opposite. Who are you?
So we did that. It was a rip-off of this.
I did a couple of... Yeah, it was a rip-off of, as most of our MTV shows are, of Punk'd or this.
What was that show?
Dare...
Impractical Jokers, And
the thing about Impractical Jokers is everybody knows each other.
Here they just kept us separate. And
what is the point? The point is 50% of the humor comes from the fact they know each other and that's the fun.
And they were like, no, let's just keep them apart, like Muslim wedding.
So let's criticize the show and openly tell everybody that roadies is better than as far as comedy goes.
Yeah, pretty much.
What is it called? Challenge accepted.
Challenge
But
accepted.
This name is stupid. Challenge accepted. What are you, 4-year-olds? Bob the Builder sounds more mature to me.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then we did this one episode where this guy was really sweet and all that, but he just wouldn't attack the guy he was interviewing.
Yeah.
So what was the point? He was going to hug him. The whole idea was to make that guy freak out, and he was so sweet and nice. I was like, why do you want to be a comedian? Why don't you become a newscaster? Oh, that's right. The lines are blurred thanks to Arnav. We don't know anything anymore. Yeah. But that was, did you win that? I can't remember.
Oh, no. I don't think anyone won.
Yeah,
that.
and nobody was paying attention by that point.
Yeah.
But it was an experience of sorts, working on
was,
TV, working with strange people, barking at you all the time.
We had a music video that was worth more than what we got paid individually, so that was fun.
A music video on the show.
Like in the beginning of the show.
To promote it.
Yeah,
so that's their new thing on MTV. No other music videos play, but the show ka music video plays. Yeah.
This was on Comedy Central. But
Comedy Central, MTV, who cares? Same thing. Different names. No payment. Never pay for your driver, especially when you're your own driver. Really painful. Okay, take us through what's happening now with the Chakraborty machine.
So right now, I just I do sketches for AIB. I write sketches. I perform for them every once in a while.
Only for them. Nobody else can see.
I mean, other people also. If you have the
I'm
internet.
just being a prick. You don't have to answer. Go on.
So I'm in sketches, mostly other people's sketches.
Is Utsav a writer more than a performer? How do you see yourself?
20 years from now, I want to be a roadie.
I hope we don't meet again. What are you saying 20 years from now? Huh.
I'd like to think of myself as a writer because like performer just seems like I mean,
prostituting yourself.
Yeah, it's pretty much. No, it's not. It's like can you not come up with things on your own? It's like one of those. It's like.
So you don't
are you a puppet?
Lines.
What is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in that. Yeah.
But when you do sketches, you're working for other people with their lines. Written by other people sometimes.
Yeah.
That's very painful. So you're one of those guys who takes a long time to say the line because you hate it. I don't want to.
Yeah, so
So what's up next? What are the next projects?
Next projects, I'll be working with Abish Matthew for his upcoming show, which shall remain unnamed for now, but mostly it's the name of his
The Abish Matthew
show.
project?
Yeah.
Was a famous rock
much.
group?
Yeah.
Back in the day?
Yeah, from South Africa.
There you go.
And and I'll continue working with
three quick
AIB.
questions before we go to the AMA, since you don't want to tell us anything about yourself.
Fine! Okay.
First one, are you related to Mithun Chakraborty?
No, I'm not,
why
but
aren't you?
I'm just as ugly.
No, I wouldn't say that. I think you're a fabulous looking man.
Thank you.
And so was he in his first 20 years.
Yeah.
Later on, life...
his nostrils sort of caught up to his hair. Yeah.
That's all right.
Much,
What's wrong with that? Have you seen... There are lots of people like that.
He lived in Ooty. That
Especially in
must
zoos.
have been nice. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of Ooty.
Yeah.
Okay, second question. Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, sure.
Is she also late?
Always. Pregnancy scares every day.
Utsav, you'll only be allowed to work as Saukar, huh? Don't change your act. Huh?
I'm late all the time. I don't know why.
Why are you late?
I
spoke to Kaniz, a mutual friend of ours, and someone who's very fond of you. And she was saying, he's like that at work also. You have to slap him to make sure he's awake and doing things. But he just sort of wanders off. You live in a never land in your mind. And
it's the ADHD.
Is it? So she said. She mentioned that as well. Although I know lots of people with the same ADHD. And
I think you have ADHD.
I have ADHD, but I'm like a high
how are you on time? Like you're famously on time.
I'm before time.
Yeah, how?
I'm trying to be on time.
It's just...
I'm always early.
Yeah, but I can't
I can't explain it.
It's like in my head, every place is 1 hour from here.
During anxiety, I've never felt anxiety about work or anything else. I only feel anxiety about getting to some place. And the moment I'm here, I have to go to Alibag. I'm trying to leave as fast as possible. That's why I'm trying to end your show.
God.
If you go on talking, I'm trying to, with my hand.
That's when Mihir Virani died, if you remember.
Mihir Virani, the character?
From Sasvi Kabhi Bauti.
The character died. The guy is still alive, right?
The guy, I think, still alive.
What a tragedy.
His career is dead.
Turned out the wrong way.
Yeah. But yeah.
I must say, you watched a lot of TV. It's influenced you badly.
Pretty much, yep.
Every single show has etched its mark on your soul and made you cry in pain and anguish. I can see that you're a tortured soul, and it's lovely
much,
to know.
yeah.
Anyway, wish you all the best, Utsav, and I'm sure you're going to burn the boats left, right, and center, and take over AIB one day. Because I think now Tanmay is old and needs a break.
They're all dying slowly.
And Shakya needs to bathe, man. Somebody should tell him. Rohan I like though. Rohan
dude, he talks like this sometimes.
Yeah, he does. He does. Can you do an impression of Ashish?
No, I try to, but like I
He's too dark, isn't he?
No.
I mean that metaphorically.
My neck is pretty much there. So it's.
Who's your favorite Indian comedian of all these guys?
Oh my God, that's.
If there is one.
Oh my God,
And you don't have to butter them up, even if it's like from
favorite Indian. Oh, that's.
I don't know all their names, but even if it's Naveen Richard or whoever.
Yeah. Yes. Wow.
Okay. Who would you like to work with the most? Who do you enjoy working with the most?
Biswa.
Biswa. We had him here. He fell asleep in 5 minutes. I can see why.
Yeah. His
one Odia, one Bengali, and the country is going into the right direction. Oh, super. But, nice talking to you, young man. And we've got an AMA section where somebody comes and talks to us and asks you ridiculously stupid questions.
Yeah!
Which means these weren't, by the way.
Okay.
Utsav, Chakraborty has woken up at the end of the show.
Pretty much, yeah.
AMA time.
Hello there, my name is Naveen Narona, and as a gay person in India, I get asked a lot of stupid questions.
Beta, is it LGBT or eligibility?
How do two men procreate?
Bro, is Grindr better than Tinder or what?
We answer all these questions and much more on my podcast, Keeping It Queer, where I talk to individuals from the LGBT community in India and learn about their personal stories. Catch all the episodes on the IVM podcast app or any other podcasting app you like. Till then, keep it queer.
If you have any questions for Cyrus, write to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Or you can send an email to whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
All right, we're here with May, who's telling me to wait for some reason.
The month or the person?
Who cares? The point is I'm late.
Maybe I'm an incarnation of the month.
Okay, can you give me your question and do your
sorry,
incarnation
okay.
later? Because it's in slow motion and I'm falling asleep looking at it.
Okay, what's the one good quality that Donald Trump possesses?
Why are your legs shaking? Are you attracted to this young man?
I mean,
no.
And how attracted? I've never seen this behavior before. Her legs are like Elvis in the early days. Just look at them. They're clashing like cymbals.
she's also wearing like blue suede
Shoes.
Is that shoes?
Is
okay,
it?
Okay, I think,
all right, smart Alex. That's the king you're making fun of, all right? There's a limit.
Hey.
There's
You can
only
do what
one
you want with
person.
roadies and Chetan Bhagat. You leave the king alone.
Only one person I'm attracted to in this room.
Get
It's
out
you,
of the pot.
Cyrus. You're my favorite
Animal
since the
magnetism.
90s.
Not just you, animals too. Come on, give me a question.
What's the one good quality that Donald Trump possesses?
I think Utsav will go with this one because he's a Republican. He hates everybody else.
Okay. Sure.
Go on.
One good quality. I think it's his respect for women. Like it's no one respects
his
women.
newfound respect for women also.
Yeah. I mean, no one respects women as much as Donald Trump. Like
as he's gone on record to say.
Several,
Of course, makes complete sense.
Yeah, but I would like to add also his hair. Because for me, Indian politicians really need to look at their hair. I feel we fall by the wayside. Because many of us, like Rajnath Singh, for example, not a good shock of hair.
Nope, not at all.
Not doing well. And I always look at our guys and I say, Venkaiah Naidu, for example, I'm like, he had a moment and then he loses me because there's no hair.
Like Donald Trump looks like
another guy on his head.
He's dressed up as a guy whose head is on fire.
No, I would think the hair comes later, separately. Like an Anupam Kher film role, and then they put it on and then you do your thing. No jokes apart. Visual medium. Visual thing is very important. That's why I stick to this one. No one can see us, so it's safer.
Your hair.
There's very little left now.
None of us are wearing pants, so that's good.
Pants?
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. You talking pants?
In New Bombay, we call them
You make the pants for us in South Mumbai. That's what the story is. Next.
Okay, next question. Who convinced you to judge Roadies season 7?
Who convinced you?
What, me?
Who convinced me?
Oh, did you?
No, I had to. Somebody fell sick. Who was on the show? Either Nikhil or Ranvijay fell sick.
What was the disease?
Rhodiitis. So what basically?
So syphilis.
No, so what basically happens in the night, they tell me, please go to Chandigarh. It's a dream come true. Who would say no? So you get on a 1 o'clock
It's
flight.
one of the most organized cities in the country.
Sector 33 proved it. I got there, I sat there, and I met the worst. I used to do a show called MTV back in the day in the 1930s. And that was a show where I got to meet lots of people who were like me.
Yeah.
There was a lot of empathy for me.
Like,
because
who
I
look
go to
like
hostels.
action figures.
No, absolutely, thin legs. And the funny thing is that they all had the same problems. I really enjoyed that because, hostel guys, they would try to throw you in the pool and discuss their desperation and they were smoking weed and they'd have the same, and they're all like Jim Morrison and Pink Floyd in the background. You just felt at home. I didn't know there was another side of students who were absolute morons. And like you'd be like, God, why am I here? Please kill me now.
The 99 percentile.
Yeah. So after 45 episodes and 45 universities all across India, northeast to south, I suddenly come into Chandigarh and meet these guys, and they all come from bad backgrounds, bad as in, divorce backgrounds, etc., etc. And it's painful stories, and I don't know what to say to them. And then I left the shoot because I had to go back, so I left for the airport. I go down and my grandfather catches me. Oh, Cyrus. Punjabi, I'm called Cyrus. Oh, Cyrus. Mera beta ka kya chance hai? So he's like 70 and I'm like, uncle, mujhe kuch nahi pata, in my bad Hindi, I'm trying to escape. Please, kuch setting kar lo. Please, kuch setting kar lo. I loves you. and that kind of thing. And then he hugged me and held me tight, and then just to make sure I understood, just squeezed
That's
my
how babies are made.
No, that is actually, yes. And he squeezed my ribs really tight. I'll never forget that. Is that how babies are made?
I think that's how women are made, according to
shit.
Okay.
So I got a daughter somewhere in Chandigarh. I got to go back. Book me a plane right now.
I had no idea you judged Rodi.
No. So we
This
had
is
to
brand new
pitch in whenever,
information.
man.
I mean, I think we all judge roadies. Okay, I think that's not a...
True
The funny
that.
thing is, Raghu was such a quiet guy. He used to work with us.
Yeah.
We never heard a word from him. And he,
I was there for one of the press conferences of Roadies 5 or something, and he was eating like veg food very silently.
yeah.
And
He's actually a,
He
a
switches
nice
off
guy.
completely.
He's not like
I wouldn't say he's Mother Teresa.
Yeah, and
No,
I tried
no,
to
of
knock
course
him
not.
over like a little bit, and he was like, "Oh, sorry." And
Yeah.
he sort of, I'm like, "What?"
But he's from
This is-
Venki's, Delhi. Yeah? Where you have to be a warrior just to get into the school.
I thought you had to be a
College.
chicken.
No, trust me, it was much worse than that Venki's.
okay,
yeah.
okay.
And the funny thing is that he just changed completely and became this killer man.
Yeah.
And now he has bodyguards.
Okay, tell me. Okay,
Bodyguards.
okay.
No way.
How shameful is that?
here-
Who
okay,
has
tell me,
bodyguards?
Raghu or Rajiv, which one's the actually bald one?
They're both bald. They have one eyebrow between them, but they share it. That's why they don't come and screen together at the same time. Next one.
God, I really like you. Every week, it's so much fun. spending
That's
time with
coming from you or
Cyrus.
from this?
I don't know.
She's reading it. She's reading it.
Oh, okay.
It's coming from my heart, okay?
Says female model Svetlana. That was from her.
Okay, who's hotter, Sophie Chaudhary
Who's
or Nikhil?
harder?
Hotter.
Hotter.
Sophie Chaudhary or Nikhil Chandra?
Oh, right. And we're going to say Nikhil. I mean, what's wrong with that person? Yeah, but Nikhil got all the girls. I got to tell you that. Back in the day.
did?
Yeah. He
All
was a
girls?
silent Chupa Rustam killer. He,
He always kept his chin up.
He can do double chin-ups, by the way.
wow.
I've seen him. And let me tell you one thing
I have
about...
2 chins.
I've done this theory. I don't know, Utsav has the same theory, which is the guys who don't talk about women and sex when they're together, they're the actual killers. So all we guys go to, you check out her ass, check out her tits, this, that, the other, all that, right?
Yeah.
The typical boy
This
talk.
one just like sort of...
Yeah, but from memory, we just pretend or we've watched a porn recently or whatever. But these guys don't say anything. And they're not and if they're not gay, then they're the killers. So they strike. And
I think one of my biggest plans as
He's
a
the
kid...
Messi of our company.
Oh my god.
But not in internationals, in club competition. You're a Bengali, you must know football.
Oh, I have no idea.
Then
I don't know any...
what kind of Bengali doesn't know? You just have to... By law, you have to have an opinion. By law.
None. I'm like, have
Oh,
fun,
man,
guys.
what a disappointment.
I just
You be
believe in world
roadies.
peace.
You be roadies.
20 years from now. Yeah.
May, you want to say something nice to the boy?
Hi, what's up?
Hey, May, what's up?
I'm good, how are you?
You have a sister named June?
It's all been done.
July.
It's been done. Do your impressions. It's all done.
Damn it.
Yeah, just talk to her like a Bangalore boy, it doesn't matter.
Hey, what's up?
That's your Bangalore?
Macha.
Do you know any Kannada?
Bharatira Palace grounds.
If she's trying to kill your confidence, that's what women do. Just remember.
Yeah.
Hey, I kill no one. I'm all about boosting.
Yeah.
Really?
Boosting and support
Yeah.
and that kind
She
of
helped
thing.
me like jump over the fence today, so it was
Really?
nice. Yeah.
She
They were not allowing
She
me.
helped hold my pecs.
All the time. We enter rooms together. Just hold his back.
4 at a time. We'll see you soon. Utsav, watch out for him.
Yes.
Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. If you have any questions, write to us online and you can mail us as well. We will answer. We have a doctor in the house called me.
And that's what Cyrus says.
Alright, Simplified is where they take stories that you can't understand and make it even more difficult to understand. If you need that in your life, it's called marriage. Simplified, 3 young men with a mission. Their names Chuck, Naren and Sriket. That's right, simplify their names first. Simplify. Check out new episodes on our IVM podcast apps. Happy listening, mother and fathers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Sorry to say, but there's been a slight delay due to the apocalypse having suddenly begun. As you can see, there's death, destruction, and chaos taking place all around us. But don't you worry, food and drinks will be served shortly, and I would recommend checking out
IVM Podcasts
to get some of your favorite Indian podcasts. We'll keep you going till this whole thing blows over. Thank you.